My name is SonnyFaz, and in this video, I'm going to be answering the internet's most asked questions about my life as a 21-year-old entrepreneur Muslim revert. For the first question, how did you go from professional Fortnite to making money online? This is a great one. Anyone that's played a video game in the past has secretly unlocked skills that directly apply to the real world. So for me, I wanted to be a Fortnite World Cup champion. I spent all day working on my aim training, editing, building, game IQ. So when I had the realization that life is actually a video game, and I can just take those same attributes that I was putting into my focus of Fortnite and apply that to the real world, I could level up to 99 overall in this world, not the fake one. So instead of putting my focus into building and editing, I would put my focus into watching business videos on taxes and side hustles. So I was upgrading my knowledge XP. That's the biggest realization that I had. That's how I went from a professional Fortnite player to making millions of dollars a year later. It's the same skill sets, the same discipline habits. How do you keep a good mindset? Advice to someone moving out of their hometown. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to move out of your hometown. I don't care who you are. You'll never truly know who you are as a human being until you're able to leave mama and papa's house and throw yourself into the deep end. Once you leave and come back, you'll realize how much being at home with your parents and family all the time affected you as a human being. So to evolve into your next character, you literally have to leave and just really embrace your free will. The aspect of, what do I do with my time? Is this more optimal or is this more optimal? You have to throw yourself into the deep end to grow as a human being, be a competent leader, good husband, leader in the future, you know what I'm saying. Favorite prophet story. Personally, I love the story of Noah. For over 900 years, he was calling all the people of his town to come to monotheism, worshiping one God and God alone. And throughout this whole time of him trying to convince people to worship the creator, not creation, he was called crazy in the entire process. And as people mocked him while he was carrying logs up to the top of a mountain to prepare for the flood that was coming to wipe out humanity, everyone was calling him insane. And I relate to this story so heavily because everything I've done in my life, I was always called crazy for it at first. From starting my first TikTok account, everyone in my hometown made fun of me. You can't make internet money, you need to get a real job. Embracing the religion that I have. I wasn't taught this, I had to find it on my own. Becoming an entrepreneur and making my own money. These are things that were not laid out for me. I had to trailblaze, build my own path for this to all work out. And here I am now where I would never go back to working a job in an office or somewhere. Even if I lost it all, I would always figure out how to make it on my own, despite what other people are saying about me. So that's why I love the story of Prophet Noah, peace be upon him. Besides TikTok Shop, what are other ways to make money online? No matter what you're gonna get into, if you have no skills right now, you need to learn how to go viral. Throughout time, we've never seen a period where it was so easy to get millions of eyeballs onto literally whatever you want. So regardless of what it is you're doing, you need to understand TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube. Whether you're doing affiliate marketing or running a social media agency or trying to build up your own personal brand, whatever it is that you have to do to understand the game of social media, implementing AI into it so you can optimize your systems, that is the best thing you can do. Now, obviously the reason I recommend TikTok Shop is because you learn those skills simultaneously to making money in the process. So if you get 1 million views, you're making thousands of dollars. Compared to if you're doing another side hustle where you're trying social media, you're not gonna make as much. How do you feel when people reject the truth when it is clearly there? I try to be very patient with people. At the end of the day, I heard the message of Islam 2 years prior to accepting it. It took a lot of time. It's almost like watering a seed. You have to water the seed, wait for it to grow. You don't expect it to turn into a plant in a day. So a lot of this information about, the Quran being the first person words of God, the book remaining completely preserved, it's simply the final testament from God as he sent all these other messengers throughout time with the same message. This information took a little while to literally sink into my brain and for me to come to a conclusion that this is actually the truth. So if you share the message of Islam to somebody, just be patient. It's like you planted the seed. They can go out and do their own research on their own if they want to, and if not, it is what it is. But be patient with people. Never give up on anyone. Do you miss your parents? If yes, how do you manage all that? So yeah, both of my parents are down in Florida while I'm up in New York City building this TikTok Shop business of mine, affiliate. That's why I primarily moved up here, just to be as productive as possible. It's weird having to go home on trips just to see your parents. Rather than before, you would come home to them every night and it was just kind of whatever. It's all you knew. And now the fact that I have to book time, go out of my way to go home and see family. It's really interesting, but yeah, of course I miss them. I hope one day when I'm older and I have kids, we can all be close to each other so they can spend a lot of time with them, and it'll be really nice. How do you get confidence of speaking in front of the camera? Okay, there are 3 main tricks that I've learned to be as confident as possible when talking to a camera. First is pretend like you're live streaming. If I'm filming this right now and in my head I'm live streaming, I can't mess up, go back, fumble my words, and keep having to say things 1,000 times over. When you're live, you naturally just have to keep cooking, and you don't end up stuttering and mumbling and jumbling your words as much. You get your point out and you move on to the next thing. Second way to become more confident is to act like you're FaceTiming a friend. So rather than thinking you're talking to an audience and a camera and this and that and staring into the lens, you just imagine you're on FaceTime with your friend, telling him exactly whatever you're talking about. And the third method is practice. The real way you're gonna get better at talking in front of a camera is by doing it over and over and over again. It's like ice. The more time you go without filming, it's like you have to break that ice off every single time. So my best recommendation is to just add filming into your routine if that's what you want to do, and just keep staying consistent with it so you don't take massive breaks and then have to break that ice off every time. What is your favorite name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? My favorite name is the Creator. Why? Because you literally can't deny that we have a creator. If there's creation, the laws of physics, the sun, the moon, molecules, you have to acknowledge that there's a creator of it. Just like how when you see this phone right here, you know it didn't just magically pop out of nowhere. And I can't see the designer of who made this phone, but I know some intelligent being made it. Now, if I'm gonna assume that an intelligent human made this phone and it didn't just come out of thin air, of course, I'm going to acknowledge that there is an even more intelligent creator that created the entire world. Completely logical. I think a lot of people just get into weird misconceptions about God and what God is because the religion they grew up in simply makes no sense. So when they see the religion they grew up in make no sense, they automatically assume all of them don't, when realistically, one religion is the truth compared to the rest of them. How tall are you? I am 6 foot tall, 6 foot on the dot. What motivates you to keep pushing forward, especially on tough days? The simple fact that we're gonna die one day and you'll never be able to take another breath in this simulation is enough to want to take advantage of every single moment you have. The thought of being in my 60s, regretting, could I have made this movie? Could I have grown this business? Could I have built this family? But I was too afraid to start. That haunts me at night. Really, fear out of regret in the future is what keeps me going forward, as well as wanting to upgrade my character to 99 overall, making the most out of this life, and being the best example for everyone else around me. What was it like losing $1 million at 18 years old? It was easily one of the worst feelings in the world. Under having health issues, when you don't have money, nothing else really matters. What's the best side hustle to get into? 100% being a TikTok shop creator. The fact that you can make money from simply making videos on your phone for brands that are already making a bunch of money every month, you're just coming into the equation, making more marketing for them, and then taking a piece of that pie. We've never seen anything like this in history. If you ever wanted to make money in the e-commerce space, you would have had to launch a store, get your products, connect the softwares, deal with customer support, all this stuff. When now, you can literally just make videos promoting products and make money off of every single sale that you get. You skip all the hard work. You just have to get good at one thing, creating videos, and stay consistent posting every day, and you're literally inevitably gonna make money. The only way someone who doesn't succeed as a TikTok shop creator is if they're lazy and they don't post every day. I've never seen someone post 100 videos straight and not make some money. Literally haven't seen it. How did you make your first 50K? My first 50K was made all from TikTok organic marketing. When I had my first social media page go viral, I dropped everything else in my life and went full in on mastering the TikTok algorithm. Mr. Beast talks about how for years he would hop on calls all day, study YouTube thumbnails, this and that. I did the same exact thing for the TikTok algorithm back in 2021 and 2022. And since then, that knowledge that I learned completely applies to today. That's why I'm still able to generate about 1 million views a day, even without posting that many videos right now. And in total, over 2 billion views on my personal brand and some of the other channels that I've been behind, which you don't even know. So it was primarily through getting a bunch of views on social media pages and then charging for sponsorships and doing affiliate marketing, which for those of you that don't know, affiliate marketing is where you get views, you send people to, a service or product, and you make a percentage of that money that you bring that company. So like, let's say you brought me a deal for $1,000. I would give you 15%. That means you did some affiliate marketing in that process. Basically the same thing as TikTok Shop, except you're not sending people to a link in bio into some random service. If people buy from the orange button on your video, on the TikTok Shop video, then you make your cut. It's less friction in the process. They don't have to click your profile, go to the link in bio, put in their card info. They can click 2 buttons and purchase a product. That's why TikTok Shop is so cool. What's your advice to someone who feels lost? Firstly, make a routine for yourself and some things that you need to stick with every single day. For me, I've noticed the biggest things in my life is planning my day out the night before. Whenever I do that, I am way more productive, sticking to my morning routine, and then some basics of if I go to the gym, I do a little reading, and I get some work every day, I'm progressing in the right direction. So make a routine for yourself, plan your day out the day before, and embrace something that you're not good at. Become obsessed with it, fall in love with learning something new every day, and you're gonna crush it. For me, that was understanding the TikTok algorithm. For you, maybe it's editing, filming, making videos, learning how to build a store, learning different AI tools. Just become obsessed with the fact that you don't know. And every new video that you watch, every article you read, every question you ask ChatGPT, you're gonna be learning something new that you can then apply to something in the future. You are never going to know what the path looks like 6 months from now when you're starting a new venture. However, the only way you're ever gonna actually end up making any money is by taking those first steps, and then the path is inevitably laid out for you clear as day. That leads into our next question. How did you make your first $1 million online? Initially, my goal with my TikTok page was to build up a following and then use those views to push to a dropshipping store. However, once I started my page in the stocks and crypto niche, I realized that why would I push, toys on a dropshipping store when I'm in the finance niche? This is one of the highest paying ones possible. So I just became the stocks kid. Every single book I would read, I would take some notes and information from it and then just share it to the world on TikTok. And as I kept doing this, watching new videos, sharing that information in my own, I ended up growing to over 100,000 followers. And then that's when someone reached out to me to run the marketing for their NFT project. I brought on partners, we launched our own, generated $5 million. Like, you can never predict the full path. But if you're taking action every day, like I said, it inevitably gets laid out for you clear as day. That's basically all the questions for today. If you guys have any more, feel free to drop them in the comments and we can do a part 2 to this video. Maybe we just dive into one specific topic rather than being a bit more all over the place. If you're interested in becoming a TikTok shop creator with my company affiliate, I have a quiz in the description that you can fill out so we can help guide you in the best direction possible. And if you qualify, we'll get you booked on a call with my team so we can figure it all out with you, get you as successful as possible ASAP. So that's about it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.